personality. Every day he spent most of his time studying at school. He had no friends in his school, which made his classmates resent him because he was far more intelligent than them. Since he had no friends, no one respected him at school, yet he always achieved great success. On the other hand, a classmate named Young Ben was widely respected. When Sion won first place in a math competition, no one clapped for him. However, when Young Ben received his award for placing third, the entire class applauded him. Young Ben was a troublemaker in their class, but he was also a quiet and intelligent person. Many students in their class feared him, as he often bullied them with his gang. They would intimidate and even extort money from other students. Later on, Young Ben tried to threaten Sion while Sion was focused on his studies. Young Ben was jealous of Sion because Sion had defeated him in the math competition. Even though Sion was an introvert with no friends, he was never afraid of Young Ben and his gang. He didn't even flinch when Young Ben threatened him. Meanwhile, the school's basketball team entered the classroom searching for a student named Suho. They wanted revenge on Suho for beating up one of their teammates. Even though the entire team tried to gang up on him, using metal rods as weapons, Suho managed to defeat them all. This was because he was a former MMA fighter. When Sion arrived home, he gave his father the certificate proving his victory. His father was delighted, but Sion himself wasn't happy. He felt lonely, even while being with his family. Sion lived with his father because his parents were divorced and he had chosen to stay with him. However, Sion never received love or warmth from his parents. His father was always too busy with work, and his mother, a teacher, worked at a school far away. Sion rarely saw her and could only watch videos of her every day. Because of his troubled family situation, Sion became a withdrawn and silent person. The next morning, as usual, Sion arrived at school early. He saw Suho sleeping in the classroom. That day, they had a physical education class, but Sion's gym jacket was missing. He suspected that Young Ben had stolen it, so he was forced to wear his school uniform during the PE class. Sion excelled in all subjects, except for physical education. He was particularly weak in that class. After the gym class ended, Sion confronted Young Ben and his gang, asking them to leave Young Ben alone if he was truly strong. Young Ben and his gang felt humiliated and grabbed Sion by the collar, threatening him. However, a teacher suddenly arrived and separated them. Young Ben and his gang quickly pretended they were just joking around. Another new student in their class, named Bamsuk, had recently transferred from an elite private school in their neighborhood. Bamsuk never admitted that he came from a wealthy family because he didn't want others to take advantage of him. Later, Sion entered the classroom and told Young Ben to move away from his desk. Young Ben was furious at Sion's words, and Sion pulled out a pen to defend himself in case Young Ben tried to attack him. Suddenly, Suho told Young Ben and his gang to be quiet. He was also angry because they had disturbed his sleep. That night, as usual, Young Ben and his gang gathered in a club, drinking alcohol mixed with drugs. They did this every day. Young Ben and his gang met a drug dealer who was also his cousin. Young Ben asked him what would happen if fentanyl was applied to human skin. The drug dealer explained that it would cause confusion, dizziness, blurred vision, nausea, and vomiting. The next day, the students had an exam. As always, Sion had thoroughly prepared for it. Young Ben arrived late to class and approached Bamsuk, asking him to come along because his home tutor wanted to meet him. After that, we see Bamsuk being taken to a small storage room inside the school. Young Ben then ordered him to apply fentanyl to Sion's neck during the exam. Bamsuk agreed to do it because he was terrified of Young Ben. As the students were handed their exam papers, Bamsuk, standing behind Sion, touched his neck and told him there was a bug on it. At first, Sion was irritated, but after the teacher called on him, he focused back on his exam. However, while taking the test, his vision suddenly became blurry, and he struggled to concentrate. He left the classroom to go to the restroom, and when he returned, he realized that fentanyl had been applied to his neck. Suddenly, he slapped himself hard across the face. The entire class was shocked and turned to look at him. Sion kept slapping himself to regain his focus for the test. After the exam ended, the students began reviewing their answers. Sion realized he had gotten one question wrong, which made him extremely frustrated. In a fit of rage, he stood up, pulled out a pen, and mercilessly attacked Young Ben. He even stabbed Young Ben's closest friend with the pen. Young Ben fell off his chair, blood streaming from his face. That day, no one dared to stop Sion from attacking the once feared young Ben. As Sion was about to strike young Ben's face again,